right, and we are back once again with the Inglewood Enterprise Gallery Show. My man, brother Eric, here on the scene. Gonna give me five, brother.
Oh,
I know we on TV. No, but it's good to be here once again, brother Medina. My man, brother Eric, here hosting. We started out as the Shy Ride Show, but we've actually kind of upgraded our ideas and concepts, and I think it's more fitting if we call it the Show Some Love Show, because I think it's important that we continue to find new and innovative and creative ways to show some love in our community, in our hearts, in our neighborhoods, in our families, and in our world, so that we can become more so a part of the solution. You know, we're able to identify all the problems. We see them every day on the news and on regular TV and on social media. But let's keep dealing with solutions and figure out creative ways to come up and with ideas to solve these problems. So once again, we are the Inglewood Enterprise Gallery, and just to give you, let's see, is that okay? Well, located at 35th and Racine. All right, I guess my buttons are working. The Inglewood Enterprise Gallery, 1200 West 35th Street, is our new location, located actually in the Bridgeport Arts Center, also known as the Bridgeport Artist Lofts. You can find us there in the basement. We have open studios, open artist studios that happen on third Fridays, where you're able to come in and actually tour the entire art center. They have about 3 galleries, a pottery gallery, a fashion lab, and over 200 artists and other small community-based businesses and things like that. So it's an excellent place to go and see art and network with creativity.
Yeah, it's a nice place, man. I'm really impressed with the whole little layout, you know, because, you know, I remember the building when it really wasn't nothing, you know what I'm saying? Really wasn't too much of nothing up in there, man, but they really got it laid out nice, man, and I'm really proud to, you know, be up in there with you.
Yeah. Well, you know, everything is like a work in progress. You know, it did used to be old Spiegel's warehouse. You know, old abandoned haunted-looking warehouse, and it's actually amazing what a little vision and work can do, and how they've been able to transform it into, I mean, really one of the premier artist spaces on the South Side, you know, because there aren't too many artist spaces on the South Side, but that's one of them. We have a lot of nice spaces to check out on the South Side, you know, contrary to the bad press that the South Side gets, you know.
You know, it don't really remind me. It's kind of like an upgrade from the spot over there off of Canal, you know.
Yep, same
the
concept.
spot over on Canal was, I mean, I guess it was pretty decent, you know. I remember you had a little spot up in there for a minute.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know, that was a whole different era, but it's amazing, you know, how much we do and how much we forget, because, you know, we did have an operation that started out over there doing T-shirts, independent T-shirts, working the festivals, the arts and crafts shows, and things like that, and that's, what, maybe 25 years? Maybe not that long.
Not
that long. Maybe they
like 20. So.
Well, it was about 20.
Yeah,
it was about 20. You know, it felt like, you know, time be flying. Let me slow down. But yeah, man, you know what? As I always like to do, you know, a lot of people don't know who the Inglewood Enterprise Gallery is, or what we do, or what we do in the community. And what we like to do is come up with creative ways, or come up with ways to uplift humanity using arts and creativity. You know, we don't get too heavy into politics. We might not get too heavy into science, but what we do believe in is the power of creativity and the arts, and the different ways in which the arts presents itself, as well as STEAM, as in science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, innovation. We feel that creativity is the seed of innovation, and oftentimes in order to innovate and to create, you have to have vision of things that don't exist. So you have to be creative to see things that are not here yet, and be visionary. if you will. But I always like to pull up a couple of videos of some of our latest exploits and adventures. Let me see if I can pull this up right quick. Okay, I guess maybe it's up. Let me check with my tech guy. Oh, okay, there we go. All right, there we go. Cool. So this is actually one of our latest projects, and it was co-designed by me, and big up to my man Rockmine Static. You can find him over there in the Bridgeport Artist Lofts as well. Long-time artist. He's also a major philosopher and a thinker, and I was able to give him this seed concept of show some love, and now we have it on a mobile demonstration unit, a box truck, so that we can take that message of art and creativity and show some love and, take it all around the city.
Yeah, that's funny because when I use the truck, you know what I mean, and I'm out driving it, I mean, that's all it do is just turn heads. Like, it don't matter, you be black, white, whatever. As soon as I pull up or stop at the light, it's like everybody on the block looking, like, pointing, and like, I'm like, it's definitely an attention getter, though.
It was strategic, in implementation. It's a moving billboard, but the important thing is what are we promoting with this billboard?
Yeah.
And I thought it was very important to promote the right concepts, so we're all about peace and love, creativity, the temple of art, and peace. Oh, I said peace already, but we need just double love. Peace. Yeah, love and all of that. And how do we continue to promote that in our community and the importance thereof? So, you're gonna see that that truck out on the street. I like to call it the Temple of Art. But, be looking for it because you may mess around and wind up with something free if you run into us out in the streets. We're going to be doing free art classes. We'll be passing out free art. You might catch a free bottle of water, or something like that. Who knows? But it's always good to network and connect. So when you see us, show some love. That's what it's all about. Yeah, that's what it's all about. And as they always say, I don't want to mess the saying up. It's something about loving your neighbor and loving yourself or loving God. I don't want to get too religious or churchy, you know what I mean? But, it's important that you learn how to love the people around you as well as learn to love yourself. A lot of people treat others how they feel about themselves, and that's part of the problem is that they don't have love and care for themselves, and that causes them to act and react to others around them in a certain way. So that's why it's important that we always promote that message first and foremost.
I want to remind our viewers that that there is a number down there, 312-738-1060. You're more than welcome to call in, whether, this is being streamed online, so we accepting calls. You don't have to be in Chicago. You can be anywhere in the world, pretty much. You can call in if you got something to say about some love, or you want to tell me how ugly I am or whatever, just call in, spread some love if you can. Hey, you remember the weeks?
I remember that time. Oh man, stop! Don't get me cracking up. Yeah, man, I remember that time. I remember you had on a yellow shirt, and some girl said you look like a dandelion or something. That was crazy, But you get crank calls, Hey, even if y'all want to make a crank call, we don't mind. Even bad news is better than no news.
Yeah, keep it clean.
But yeah, man. So I got a couple props here today. I'm gonna see if my overhead is working proper. See how my buttons are working.
It's a delay on there, so you can push the button,
okay.
Just let it. Hit it one more time.
All right, it's on the way. I see it. Doing this. Look like it's thinking. But anyway, I'm gonna hold it up like this.
There we go.
These are some of my latest creations. As an artist, and I'm kind of proud of it. This is just like a small version. Last season, I think I took a little bit of time and talked about the crystals, and you know how the crystals have really motivated me in some of my latest creative exploits and artwork. As a matter of fact, whenever my buttons start working right, I maybe pull up another video or something and share them with the
share with everybody. I mean, this is a very nice piece. I complimented on you a little while ago, but talk about your inspiration, like what in. Or even just this piece, like, because I see a crystal inside. I'm assuming it's some resin, right?
Yeah, it is epoxy resin.
And I see it wrapped in some copper.
Yes, yes.
So I mean, tell us a little bit of about that.
Okay, well, based on some of my studies over the last couple of years and where I've been going with my creativity, as you know, me and you have taken a couple trips through Arkansas, and I like to talk about that more. But we visited the Crater of Diamonds. Took the children down there, and it is actually the only public diamond mine in the world, and it is the only active diamond mine in North America, and it's open to the public. So they actually let us come in there. It's a state park. You can visit it, whatever the fee is, but you can come in there and diamond mine all day. You might not.
Don't forget to mention you keep what you find.
You keep what you find. So if you are blessed and lucky enough to find a diamond, it's all yours, and whatever you choose to do with it, you can walk away with it and take it home with you.
Yeah, and people finding them. Pretty much every day. I'm on their Facebook group, and so I get, messages when people find diamonds, and like even back then, man, they were finding them almost every day, at least every other day. They on average for like every other day.
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the largest diamond in America was found there.
I believe so. What was it?
They found some, I think, in the top 10 of largest diamonds. They didn't have like 4 or 5 of them under their belt.
Yeah, so they get pretty big. So, based on those exploits, I know we stumbled up on the quartz mines, which were even more fun than the diamond mines, because the quartz is abundant. In actuality, Arkansas holds the largest continuous quartz deposit in the world. And it is supposed to be what some people call like an energy vortex because of this quartz. Now, get into the energy. What I've learned, and I'm not no astrophysicist, so you may want to DIY, do your own research or whatever they call it. Do your own research. But also based off what I learned in physical science class, quartz and crystals have a reaction to being touched. All right, they actually, if you read it in the textbook, it may say if it's bent, but you can't really bend the crystals because they'll break before they bend. But when you apply pressure to them, it is what's called a piezoelectric, if I said that right, reaction. Piezoelectric reaction, and they got studies that they do on it, and they are able to monitor, I guess, the electrical amperage or voltage that's given off.
Probably small.
So what is believed and understood is that simply by touching the quartz, that there's an energy that's given off of it. So when people take a quartz and wrap it with copper, which is a natural element, and copper, when you understand copper actually comes out in the form of crystals, in a sense, and it's turned into copper. It's the crystals are pulverized. Copper comes in the form of turquoise, which is very popular. Malachite, which is very popular. Azurite, which is very popular. And all of these are copper ores. So if they're pulverized down to a powder and heated, you're actually able to create what we know as copper from them. So by wrapping these crystals, they're supposed to give off certain types of electricity. So also when you take a crystal, which is piezoelectric, and wrap it in copper, and then you put it in epoxy, which the nature of the epoxy resin is it tightens up around whatever it is and hardens, then it is thought that you are able to create something of an energy generator.
Trap it in there.
Now, there are a lot of people that feel like these energy generators do all different types of things. I won't really get all into all of that right now because I'm no specialist. I'm just an artist, and I enjoy creating. You know what I mean?
I put my little 2 cents on it, but yeah, I do believe that that we're pretty much walking batteries, ourselves, and copper is a good conductor of electricity. So I'm pretty sure on some millivolt level, as I'm touching this copper, it's some kind of electrical field generated, and and then trapping that in or keeping it close to you, and all the energies that you spoke on, I'm pretty sure at some level it's just a natural phenomenon that we need to tap into, as humans, and that's what a lot of brothers and sisters are doing, just tapping into that energy. One other thing, that when I was getting my degree in sound, and I was learning more about, radios and frequencies and all that kind of stuff. I had no clue that, the first radios, got crystals in them.
Yes.
Lasers, when you point a laser, I don't know all the science behind it. I forgot, but that light actually goes through a crystal inside. They got little mini crystals going on inside lasers, which tells me, that there's some kind of unseen powers going on, for a crystal to be able to absorb unseen frequencies in the air, and trap it in there. So those is all parts of the science that we definitely need to tap into. I mean, you're clearly tapping into it, It's just a matter of monitoring it and maybe just feeling the energies, keeping a log of it, like what crystals made you feel this way one day, or what crystal, just kind of keeping track of it,
Yeah, like you say, the data, see, excuse me.
No,
but I'm just an artist. I like colors and I like to throw paint around.
Yeah, colors matter too.
But you are a scientist, and I know that you are very interested in data. I know that you do a lot of your own experiments and experimentation. Not really don't try this at home type of stuff. So but everything is sound reasoning and safe experiments that you engage in.
Mostly safe, yeah. But I mean, it's funny you say that too, because like with colors, colors play a part too. Basically on how photons, hit a color and reflect back to your eyes, and it creates a mood. You know what I'm saying? And so as I was studying like light therapy, and you have the whole spectrum of light, it naturally as you grow up, you associate cold with blue. You associate heat with red. And that's true, because in light therapy, the color blue, or I say purple, but they call it like violet or whatever. Those are, if you engulf yourself with that light, in light therapy, it kind of destimulates cells and things going on. So if you got something inflamed, you want to hit yourself to calm it down. If you got something that you trying to open up, and get active, then you'll hit it with that red, and green is like a neutral in between.
Now let me ask you, because that's heavy information. Now, the light therapy that you're dealing with, is that the same as what is considered Reiki, or is the light therapy a different scientific? Is that a different science, but similar to the metaphysical science that we
it's
familiar with?
It's all similar. It's just like connecting the dots. It's just that science and scientists, they're more technical, and they really get you, they put the brain stuff on you, the skin, nose, or whatever they putting on you. So when they hit you with this light, they checking to see how you're working internally. And in the light therapy, I can't think of the brother's name, but he was it was a brother slash Indian, not Native American Indian, but the other Indian. But he's supposed to be like the godfather of light therapy. And so a lot of his books and what he studied, you can find all that, the questions you ask, he break it all down for you, and that's kind of the stuff I have been studying. But yeah, it's real deep, man. And honestly, what's just as powerful though, what people don't realize, man, is your mind. Thought. Everything comes out the ethers, man. And then when you think something and feel a certain way, that's what starts your cells going. When you're releasing the dopamines and whatever other things is going on. It all starts in your mind.
Yes.
And to bring it all full circle, it starts with love, man. Like love is what can heal all things, I believe.
Yes.
But without getting too deep in it, you already know that the society is kind of pushing us away from loving each other. That's why we got so much going on out here. But it's just a lack of love. And then, like you was saying, man, when you love yourself, it all starts with self and thinking that love. When you think that love and it manifests into your body, and then it's easy for you to spread that, to everybody.
Yes, that's an excellent point, brother. One thing I wanted to add on, let me see if I'm even able to see how this works. Okay, maybe not. I'm going to skip that part. But
What's
where
that?
I was at, I was trying to pull something up, but I don't know if it pulled up. But I was going to add on to, before we jumped into the discussion, we were talking about the pituitary gland. We were talking about the brain. And, people say things, and I know that we are still understanding and exploring the human body, but we were talking about the pituitary gland, and some people are of the theory that because the gland is supposedly calcified in modern humans, that it's deactive or it's not operating the way it should, or that it shouldn't be calcified. But I had an opposing theory or a concept, and I wanted to run it by you, is that I believe calcification is a part of the process of making the crystals, and how they're formed.
Yeah.
It might not be calcification, and I'm sure some neuroscientist or somebody, a metaphysicist might call me and blast me because I said something wrong. But aside from that, how do we know that this pituitary gland is not actually a crystal that's in our mind, since we know crystals power X-ray machines to see through bodies, they power radios to communicate many miles, they power TV screens, the historical ones, to be able to conjure images and illusions, they power computers and supercomputers. And this is the infrastructure behind all of that. If our body is a computer, and we're charged with electricity and the elements that make up the earth, why wouldn't our pituitary gland potentially be something like a crystal that helps our computer function, as well as connects us with other crystals, possibly through something like quantum entanglement?
Yes. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that?
I had never really, though the only time I've dealt with calcification is in my body is when I went to the doctor and I was getting stiff in the neck. The doctor was like, oh, you got early stages of arthritis, you got some calcium build up here and there. And I always thought of it as like a negative thing. And today when you brought that point up about the crystal and the calcification and the pineal gland, because of course I've always read that you don't want your pineal gland to get calcified, you know what I'm saying, because I guess that's going to shut off your power. But it made me think of that spin on it, and I'm gonna have to go back into some of my books and kind of like reread, and make sure I'm clear on, that whole process, because what you're saying, it makes a lot of sense.
I just think that whatever they are proposing that might be wrong with our pituitary as, modern humans, I'm not of that belief. I believe that we have the power to tap into whatever realms we need to tap into, and us being modern and whatever is going on with our pituitary gland is not limiting us. But by us believing that, since it's the power of thought, then we would limit ourselves.
Yeah, and I mean, and just to argue that though, when I think about it, it's like, through the foods we eat, it blocks our arteries. And then what happens after that? What does that blockage turn into? It calcifies, which is a bad thing. It's blockage. So it's hard for me to just fully think of my pineal gland getting calcified and it actually be more powerful. Just, I'm not, I'm open for, the discussion, but it's just hard for me to see that,
Yeah,
and
it's all about the discussion. It's all about the discussion. Let me try one more time to see if I can get my buttons working a little bit. I'm going to tap this thing, and then I'm going to try to pull up another video before we get out of here and see. Oh, okay, all right. All right, we working. We smoking. All right, this is just...
This you doing your art?
Yeah, this is just something, just some stuff. Actually, I don't know if this is the right video, but it is me doing my art.
But you put crystals on your pieces, and then layer it with like a layer of the resin, right?
Yeah.
And are you using copper in your pieces as well?
Some of them I do use copper. Actually, you'll probably get a chance to see me working some of the crystals in. This one is called Planetary Dissolve. So I was just thinking about the solar system and the cosmos and some abstracts.
So do you, in any of your pieces, do you think about like colors or what color I'm gonna use, or just like a free whatever color you feel available, or do you actually, because like I was saying earlier, you can invoke a mood based on your colors. So you can integrate that into some of your art pieces. You know what I'm saying? Where you can say, hey, I want to induce, some activity. You might enter more red or something, and you want people to feel neutral. You might make it more green.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So right now, I'm working to continually explore. I'm a student of these things, So I'm continuing to learn how to utilize these different tools, as in colors, sounds, frequencies, iconography, the different crystals, and all of these other things, like you say, for whatever mood that we are looking to invoke
on somebody.
Yeah, but I'm definitely into that. Matter of fact, I like to pull up this one other piece right here, because you were talking about this. Hold on, let me see if I can get it up. I'm gonna keep hitting this button right quick. Oh, there we go. All right. So we were talking. We were talking about frequencies, right? And I do believe these symbols, right? Like this symbol right here is maybe a Metatron's cube or something like that in the sacred geometry. Maybe you can help me, because I know you know a little bit more about it. The sacred geometry, does it directly correspond with cymatics and sound frequencies?
Yeah, to some degree, yeah, because cymatics, for those that don't know, is creating geometrical shapes with sound, with frequencies.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, and everything is vibration. So there are some, I don't know about that one in particular, but when you run through all the frequencies and see what kind of shape it creates, you'll be very surprised on what you'll see. What people do is they get the vibrating plate, run a generator through it so it vibrates the plate, and then they put salt on it, and as you run through frequencies, it starts to make different shapes, geometrical shapes. So I mean, it's all interconnected, some kind of way. I don't have all the answers, but yeah, it's something that I used to definitely dig into.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's cool. I definitely appreciate it. And, nobody really got all the answers. That's why we always have a meeting of the minds, Even the people that act like they got them all, they don't have them all.
Right.
They wasn't there when it all started.
When it was created.
When it was created. So all we can do is speculate and theorize. But I think that it's important, we have the power to come up with our own theories, our own concepts, and not always just have to be sheep-led into somebody else's thought plane. Yeah. So I think our time is almost up. It's been well. I'm glad you joined us, brother. I look forward to more interesting conversations. Let's go on and wrap this up before they send security in here on us.
And we're going to have some guests, too, coming in,
Yeah, we're going to have some guests. It's going to be a lit season this season. We got a new moon, a Nipe coming up that we're going to tell y'all all about, and it's going to be a blast.
Yes,
so let's keep showing some love in the community, in the hood, in your house, in the mirror, and in the world. Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings.